I think we here. I think we live. What's up, y'all? We giving y'all the late morning show. Live. We are recording. Uh Happy homecoming, I guess.
Man, happy homecoming from your HBCU homeboys. It is our beloved Saturday, October 26th, 2024. You see what I did there? Um, Blessed, highly favored, happy to be here. There are other places we could have been, but the Lord chose us to be here. And we are here today to talk college football and professional football. Football. How you doing, my boy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Got some good sleep. Fell asleep about 9:30 last night. Shut in. Man, I can't get this centered at all. I can't. I'm trying to get my name centered. So now, now I gotta press. Well, there's so much stuff to press. Go live. All right, go live on Instagram. All right, there we go. Now we live on Instagram. We're live on the YouTubes. We're live on Twitter. We're live everywhere, man. We're live everywhere. I feel good, man. I feel good. It's
Live
it's
like
good.
95, baby, the video game, EA Sports.
It's good that
Yeah.
it's good that my team is off this week after a stellar win of last week. So I don't really have much to. I don't have much. I'm just trying to see how all this is gonna shake up. A lot of good football.
Ah, yeah, I guess that is kind of a thing for both of us, huh? We're spectators this week. Neither one of our teams are playing because they're preparing to play each other in
To try to
two
kill each other
weeks.
next week.
Yep.
They are going to
And
try to
I think
kill
this will
each
be
other.
one of the few,
Hmm?
uh,
Think
yeah,
this
I
will be what?
mean, yeah, we're preparing. I, I'm going to root for Florida against you guys.
You root for Florida all the time. You just fake like you don't.
I don't. I don't.
You root for
I root for
Florida,
Florida.
but you don't tell
I
people that
don't
you
root for
do, and
Billy.
then when they lose, you're like, ah, I
Okay,
told you.
dress it up and make it real. Dress it up and make it real. Dress it up.
That's
No,
what you
you
do.
know I have a disdain for my head. I have a full disdain hatred for my football coach.
That doesn't
That
mean that
does
you
not
don't root
change
for
my
them,
lion. Yes, correct. I hate my coach. I love my team.
which is why you are in the fail clutch. You are going to have to root for your team to win and lose, which is hilarious to me.
It is a terrible place to be.
But let's get started, man. Cause I don't want to miss some of these early games. We're gonna start out with college football. We're gonna do our. You want to do HBCU first, or you want to do?
Um, it's up to you. Dealer's choice. You the
Let's go ahead
dealers.
and do HBCU first. We're gonna do the SWAC first. You got Mississippi Valley State or Arkansas Pine Bluff 0-7 versus 2-5. Uh,
Ooh,
I I like
nobody, baby. Let me tell you, no one
I
cares about this game.
I like what Pine Bluff is building though. I like what Pine Bluff is building, so I got them in this win. I think they're gonna end up around 4-6, 4-6, maybe, or 5-7, 4-8, somewhere in there. I think they play 12 games, so they're gonna be like 5-7, 4-8, maybe a 6-6, something like that, and that'll propel
The
them into
re-
next year because they got a number of freshmen, if I'm not mistaken.
that win against PV kind of, I think, shifted their team a little bit for me. Shifted their season.
Shifted their thought process for sure,
I agree,
for sure. Shout
100%.
out to
I'm cool with that. But yeah, and Mississippi Valley State, this ain't your year, and next year ain't your year either. Your year gonna come though. I am asking for nothing but peace and blessings. But until you get peace and or blessings, let me tell you,
them.
not good.
Woo! Jackson State and Bethune Cookman. Jackson State coming off the win
Oh
over FAMU. Bethune,
no,
y'all
let me
rebuilding.
also help them. Let me help them while I turn my iPad notifications off and give y'all a message.
Was
I'm gonna
good,
give
Rod.
y'all the
Appreciate
same
it. Happy
message.
homecoming.
I'm gonna give you the same message that I gave to North Carolina A&T last year. Why would it's Cookman homecoming? Why would you put Jackson State on your homecoming? Your homecoming finna get destroyed. Y'all I hope it's a good concert. I hope that the tailgate is wonderful. Shout out to the OE bros. But no, Jackson State at your homecoming is a very, very poor life decision. We try not to make PLDs around here, poor life
Hey, big head.
decisions.
Got that homecoming text.
Relax. That was not. I ain't getting none of them. Well, I have not responded to none of them. But yeah, Bethune, this is homecoming. You should not put Jackson State here. Jackson State finna stump a mud hole in you.
I'm gonna push back on that. Let me tell you why. They are 1-6 and lost to Clark. Who could they have played for homecoming?
Not Jackson, not one of the better teams. That's the same thing with A&T. You're gonna lose anyway. Don't lose to Hampton. Goodness. Now I'm all in the comments talking to A&T alums. Homecoming was so great. How was it great when y'all lost 59-17? Well, we find other places to show our pride.
Who is A&T supposed to play? They in the CAA. The only black school they could play was Hampton.
Livingstone. They should have played Clark. Play somebody else. But Hampton, I bet you won't. And that boy touched the ball and then ran away from it, and we recovered it in the end zone. You can't do that, son. Hell no.
The highlights were tough.
No, there were no highlights. Only the lowest of lights. The lights wasn't even on.
Texas A&M Prairie View. Texas A&M Prairie View.
PV all
we're going
day,
with the Blacks,
this is their homecoming.
Mm-hmm. So y'all should win this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, rivalry. So this the end of October going into November. This is rivalry month. You're gonna get all your big rivalries. You're gonna get Penn State, Ohio State. You're gonna get Georgia, Florida. You used to get Georgia and Auburn before Texas and Oklahoma came, and they had to change everything up. So, but HBCU rivalry games start too. Alabama State, Alabama A&M, both 3-3. Still in the running for the SWAC East. Kind of, sort of.
No. I'm taking Alabama State in this, even though you do throw this away. It's a rivalry, so better team. A&M not playing terrible, and Alabama State is just playing well. But I take Alabama State in this one. But
it's a pretty even line there. It's only Alabama State is a three-point favorite, and they have it in the 20s. They have it 49.5. I'm gonna make it spicy. I'll take Alabama A&M. I don't know why. I have no breakdown analysis of that, of why.
Just
because
going with your soul, huh?
Yep. Going with the home team. Woo! Now let me tell y'all these games, more so the Southern FAMU, but the Grambling Texas Southern game, these are both interesting. I'm gonna tell you why. Southern FAMU is interesting because it has implications in the SWAC. Grambling Texas Southern really doesn't. But if you grew up in HBCU culture, this as a child, I'm not talking about deciding to go to HBCU. We love all y'all, but I grew up in it. Like, I'm generations deep of HBCU, so is Norwood. That FAMU Southern game they used to play every year in the 90s. Every year, and the bands would show up 3 hours before the game. They would have a pre-battle, a zero quarter, the game, fifth quarter, halftime, in the game, fifth quarter. And they would have a battle of the bands. Same with Grambling and Texas Southern. Let me tell y'all, this is probably one of the better games to attend. I hate that they did it on Hampton's homecoming, because I would love for everybody to go and experience that pageantry that is Southern and FAMU. And if Southern's band did not travel, because the other school normally accommodates the bands, we as a society and HBCU culture need to figure out a way to provide funds for these bands to travel, especially to FAMU. If you're going to bring the schools into the SWAC, you better have a plan to make them play, because that is going to bring out all of your pageantry. And I'm going with Southern, although I think FAMU is probably going to win. I got to go Southern here for this game.
Oh yeah, I'm taking FAM in this. But you're right. It is. You have to. Fortunately and fortunately, you have to take this.
And it's a night game in Tallahassee, and Florida State suck. And Florida State play in Miami, and they suck. So everything's gonna be on FAMU. Ooh, I'm watching this game, and I'm gonna be toasted. I think Kev. Shout out to Kev coming. Kev coming over.
Yeah.
Grambling, Texas Southern, 4-3 versus 2-4. Grambling is 4-3 still. As bad as they have looked the last 3 weeks.
This is actually a really good game. This is a secretly good game.
Chris Dishman got that.
Oh.
Has that defense playing well at Texas Southern.
Yeah.
Who you got? Make you pick first this time because I don't.
Grambling. I'm rocking with Louisiana all season. I'm taking LSU and I'm taking Grambling. Those are the two teams I picked early. I've been rocking with them. I think that they're good teams. I'm not getting off the horse that got me here. I'm rocking with Grambling.
I'll take
TSU is better.
Too.
TSU is better than expected, and considering their whole coaching fiasco, they've salvaged the hell out of a season. Same thing with Hampton. Firing your coach late, you salvaged the hell out of a season.
You ain't lying. Let's go to the. Oh man, don't do that to me. There we go. Let's go to the MEAC. No, nothing. I accidentally pressed the wrong button.
If you don't want me,
you're gonna see it in the Instagram. If you're in there, you'll see that everything get resized. My bad, guys.
Go ahead and free yourself. Oh, Howard.
MEAC, Howard versus Norfolk State for Norfolk State's homecoming. Let me tell you what a Howard Bison would love to do is ruin Norfolk State's homecoming. I got Howard winning this game. Although Norfolk State plays tough, but I got Howard winning this game.
Norfolk State got 3 quarterbacks. That means you have no quarterbacks. Howard.
Dell State and South Carolina State. South Carolina State's homecoming was last week. This is Dell State.
I saw Chennis Berry had the I voted sticker, and if he voted, he also gonna put his foot in your ass. South Carolina State.
Yeah, it's they about to whoop that ass though. South Carolina State about to whoop that ass. They got something brewing over there, man. MEAC better look. MEAC as an organization, as an athletic conference, y'all better invest in South Carolina State. You better put them on TV as much as possible. They are 4-2. Y'all are trying to grow that conference back to the prestige that it used to be. You already know how I feel about it. I always want the blacks to go back to the blacks, back to Black Africa if we can. I would love to see Hampton go back. I would love to see A&T go back. But MEAC, you have got to reestablish yourself as a premier HBCU conference. The way that you do that is highlight and see what South Carolina State is doing. They're going to beat a mud hole into Delaware State. They're going to beat them so bad today.
I ain't going to say that they're going to stomp a mud hole in them, but as a team that has changed coaches and made some changes, they shouldn't be able to do what they're going to do. I'm taking South Carolina State. Also, there's another homecoming, Morgan State versus Central, if I remember correctly. And I think I do. This is Central's homecoming. Woo!
And now one thing Central ain't gonna do is just blow homecoming. They gonna beat Morgan State by 100. Even though Morgan State is 3-4, they're not a bad team. They're very good. And
they had damn near the whole all MEAC team. You're gonna lose today though, my boy.
Y'all gonna get beat down.
Handing out them hot L's. Oh, man. Oh,
Hampton, Elon, homecoming. You already know how we rocking. Ain't no
y'all
question.
See it? This is fresh. Go ahead, let me move that mic. You see this fresh? You see it? Woo. Couldn't be there. Wasn't my season to be there, but let me tell you, I'm
committing. I'm gonna be there next year. I'm gonna be there next year. I'll be 40. Big 4-0. I'm celebrating. I'm going to Hampton homecoming. So don't y'all put homecoming on the same weekend, Hampton and Southern. I'm going to Southern homecoming. We're going to Virginia State. We're going to Bayou Classic. I'm probably going to Southern versus Jackson State. I'm going to Hampton Howard. I'm going to be in these streets with these babies. We're going to be there.
I was just about to say, is that going to be Reezy first homecoming?
Mm-hmm. She'll probably go to Southern. I would love for her to go to Hampton, but if Hampton and Virginia State are close, I would actually like for her to go to Virginia State. That would be I love Hampton, but Virginia State with her mom, and all of that, with all the dancing, I forgot what they call them, but the dancing, the Virginia State version of the Dancing Dolls, all of that, she would have a time. But Hampton gonna beat the shit. I hope y'all disrespectful, ESPN, NCAA Vegas. Y'all got Elon as a 6.5 point favorite after we just scored 59 points last week. Elon is 2-5. Hampton, send a message. Send a message today. Send a message. I want 65 to 7.
This would be a hell of a CAA win.
It would.
A&T playing this week, or are they still tired from the ass whooping they got last week? G-Hall. G Hall, greatest homecoming ass whooping ever, my boy. We ain't forget 52-19, whatever it was. Good old stomp out at homecoming. The
Good
fish
old
look good
ass
though.
whooping.
The fish look damn good. Shout out to Skinner and Uche. But no, no.
One thing black folk gonna have at a function is some
Hey.
fried, good
Boy,
fried
that fish look fried.
with the freshest of hot
Fried,
sauce.
guy laid to the side. Give me some good white bread and Hennessy.
CIAA. Let's move up. Ooh, we going full black. I don't even drink Hennessy no more. But give me the Hennessy. Give me the
and I'm gonna
Douce.
dip the fish right in there like black out.
Oh man! And now I gotta go to the liquor store. I'm about to get drunk today, y'all.
From the roof.
Off the top rope.
Like Jordan say, the ceiling is the roof.
Oh man, CIAA. We have a lot of games. We have Winston-Salem State versus Johnson C. Smith. Johnson C. Smith is number 1 in the CIAA, if I'm not mistaken. I got Johnson C. Smith in this game. Interesting game. You have the starting D tackles one for Winston-Salem State and one for Johnson C. Smith are twin brothers. So they'll actually be playing against each other. And Winston-Salem is still in the hunt to make the championship game while y'all playing, which would be great. Who you got?
I'm taking Johnson C. Smith in this, but I think this is actually a really good game.
It is a great game. Very good
Underappreciated game.
Defensive game.
Yeah. If you're in North Carolina, you watch that one.
Bowie State versus Virginia Union. Let me tell y'all, Virginia Union has their version of Ashton Genty at running back. He is doing everything in his power to break all the CIAA records. Virginia Union, I got rolling Bowie State by 15 easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Shaw versus Fayetteville State. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. My bad.
No. Union rolls, Shaw rolls, Fayetteville State. Yeah, good try. Not today though. Today's not your day.
I have Virginia State versus
Bluefield.
Lenoir Ryan.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Lenoir Ryan. God, that's hard to say. Lenoir Ryan. So I got Virginia State beating Lenoir Wine, and then we have Lincoln versus Fayetteville State in the Nobody Cares Bowl. I'm going with the home team here because they're home. Only reason. So I'm going Lincoln there. SIAC. I actually did not have that up. But this is what we'll do. I'm just gonna go to the website and we're gonna read the
talk about it.
y'all.
Yeah, that's what I said. We can talk. Now, this once again is a space for HBCUs to be a tad bit better. Me and Reggie are your HBCU homeboys. We want to talk about HBCU sports, but the best thing that you can do is make it available for us. Thank you.
Yeah, man, because ESPN puts everything together in Division 2 and 3. So I used to when you go to SWAC and MEAC, you can go to the actual conference.
Gaudet.
I don't know if any of these people. John Hopkins.
No, they just created the football HUD, the heads-up display.
Yeah, they took the Dragon Ball Z. That's the Dragon Ball Z power thing. They put I was like, oh, come on, anime.
There we go again. All right, so funny story. I'm in a group chat, and we are nerds. But when they start talking anime, I just let myself right on out the chat, and I'm like, all right, well, when we talk about other things, I can come back and nerd out about those. But this one here, you gotta let the anime bros anime out, and I just get on out the way.
Yeah.
Union.
There we go. So my bad. So Virginia Union versus that's SCIAA. See, I'm still looking. There we go. Allen versus Kentucky State. 2-6 versus 1-6. I'm gonna take Kentucky State because they're the home team.
Yeah.
Tuskegee versus Central State. Tuskegee trying to stay in it, trying to get to the SIAC championship. I'm definitely going Tuskegee here. They should win big time. Johnson C. Smith, Winston-Salem, the CIAA. See how I got to search y'all.
Gee.
Hey ESPN, why don't y'all just break it down? You could
Hampton, Sydney, boy. You went to Hampton, Sydney? No, Hampton University. That's when you went home and talked to your friends who are not black.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a lot of those. Jesus, they don't have nothing.
Less and less.
Well, see, I don't SIAC. We'll just report on who wins because
support
y'all gotta make it easier for us.
HBCUs support us, man. We are doing the absolute best we can, and we
They got
appreciate
no
it.
games. Is everybody off? Like, dog. All right,
That also is it. Everybody went to Hampton homecoming. Respect.
Let's go top 25 college football. Nebraska, Ohio State. Let me tell you, it has started. It is 0-0.
For now, Nebraska and Dylan Raiola, you are not Patrick Mahomes.
As much as you try to be and lie and say that you don't want
to
be.
Respect. It's a good sell. It's a hell of a sell, honestly. If you want to get to the pros, look like the guy who might be the greatest to ever do it. But you just ain't him. Great value. Ohio State. Boy, I almost slipped up and said Nebraska.
I was about to say 6.
Heavy.
6.
Delulu. Norwood hails from the city of Delulu.
Y'all already know we taking Notre Dame, and I'm taking Ohio State.
Notre Dame
is going to beat Navy.
Troops, but the troops finna get whooped.
They up 14-0 right now, and they have the ball at the Navy 16.
And Notre Dame, if you lose, I can't think of the coach's name. He's gonna be fired.
Marcus Freeman.
And Ohio State. I mean, not Ohio State coach. We'll get there. I just thought about who I was talking about. Oklahoma versus Ole Miss. This is actually very interesting because Oklahoma just suffered their largest home loss, I think, ever.
Largest Red River rivalry loss.
That's it. And on top of that, they're not top 25 anymore, Brett Venables. I'm taking Lane Kiffin in this.
They weren't top 25
Lane Kiffin what? Huh?
They weren't top 25 last week. They were ass. But Oklahoma, I did not know Oklahoma's quarterback that was terrible. I thought he was a freshman. He is a fifth-year senior. He transferred in to be boo-boo. They went back to Jackson Arnold. And right now it's actually tied.
He ran the Graham Mertz. The Graham Mertz play. That's what I want.
Just get the money. Which I ain't hating on you getting your money, big dog, but hey, you got to be able to throw the ball downfield after 5 years of college
You
football.
done had probably about 4 or 5 years NIL. Goddamn.
Oklahoma, Ole Miss. We're both taking Ole Miss here, but it is 7-7. Ole Miss is good to let you down after being defeated. So, Ole Miss tends to pack it in, pause if necessary. When their season is over, when they're, as Norwood famously says, they're not going to win national championship. So what are we doing here? They take that to heart. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss messes around and loses to Oklahoma, but I'm not betting on it.
Nah, this is a game that they'll win. It's not an Ole Miss loss. They already lost the game that mattered, and they'll lose one more, but it won't be this one. Illinois, I hope you had fun being top 25. This will be your very last day. Oregon versus Illinois in Oregon.
It's going to be closer than you think. What
you think I think the score is?
35-7. 40. No, Oregon ain't got enough defense. 56-21, something like that.
42-21 is what I got in my head.
Somewhere in there. I think it'll be if it gets to 42-21, it'll be 28-21 in the fourth quarter. And then Illinois is going to have to get out of character. And when they get out of character, trying to throw the ball everywhere, keep up with Oregon, I think Oregon runs away with it in the fourth. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 42-21, but I think it'll be close until the fourth quarter for sure. But I got Oregon. I ain't stupid. All right. Hey, guess who's favored in this game of the undefeated BYU Cougars?
It better not be UCF.
UCF is favored in this game at 3-4, and BYU is 7-0.
This is great, and I'm gonna tell you why this is great. Because you have UCF, self-proclaimed national champions.
Yep.
Yes, unranked, but still think that they're good. This is the reason I do like the 12-team conference, but I love this game because UCF, this is a must-win game for you. Must win. You can't lose this game, and you ask the Mormons to leave Utah and come to Florida, which is the last place the Mormons want to be, is with Florida Man.
Florida Man.
So this is fantastic. BYU, you must win this game to stay alive and stay in the top 12. UCF, you have to win this for self-respect. Somebody is going to not meet the expectation. And as a person who has an SEC team, I love this. Eat them up. Eat them up. Who wins
BYU
in this?
is still in the Big 12, right? They're in the Big 12, right? Yeah.
Oh,
so if they lose, they still can get to the Big 12 championship game.
Oh, you're right.
Which then would make them a conference champion, which then could still get to the college football playoff.
Maybe. But in this game, I'm definitely taking BYU. I'm not betting against them, which means they're going to lose. Govern yourself accordingly.
BYU, hey, man, that Florida speed is different, dog. Y'all better be prepared. I got y'all winning this game. I've been rocking with y'all the whole year, and y'all have not let me down. But, hey, UCF is fast.
I mean, and you got Tyler Algier and Puka Nacua in the NFL. Quietly, BYU sneaking them in there as solid rotational players.
There's a couple more. I just can't think of them because they're solid rotational players. Missouri and Alabama in a top 25 matchup. When last time we said that? Alabama is a 15.5 point favorite.
That's tricky, but probably right. Jalen Milroe, get your shit together. Mizzou, throw the ball to Luther Burden as many times as you can and hope that can win you the game.
Missouri? Ooh, this is disrespectful to Missouri.
Let's be real here. Bama can be had. We've seen Bama be had. Once Vandy opened the door for that, you can be had.
I can't believe Alabama is ranked 15 and Missouri is ranked 21. And Alabama has 2 losses, one of which to Vanderbilt, and Missouri only lost to Texas. I can't justify Alabama being number 15. But what I can, and what can be justifiable, is if Alabama goes out there and whoops Missouri's ass. If Alabama goes out there and beats Missouri like Texas beat Missouri, first off, Alabama, this is a elimination game. This is I don't even know what you call before playoff quarterfinals. This is before the quarterfinals. This is the nickel finals. I don't know. This is Missouri versus Alabama.
Nickel final.
Because whoever loses this game, Missouri 6-1 is ranked number 21. So if they lose this game with 2 losses, you can pretty much count them out. Alabama is still trying to they're still living off being Alabama under Nick Saban, because if they were 5-2, if any other team were 5, if Missouri was 5-2 with a loss to Vanderbilt, Missouri wouldn't be ranked 15, right? So Alabama, if they went out, because they're Alabama, technically could probably still make the playoffs. But they got to beat LSU. So Alabama needs to win. So Alabama's a desperate team. So I'm gonna go here. They're a better coach team than Drinkwitz too. You picked Alabama? I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoo! Talk about unlikely top 25. Vanderbilt versus Texas. Texas on the road in Vanderbilt. Let me tell y'all, in Vanderbilt, I don't know if they are building that stadium with adamantium or whatever, some fancy metal. But we had that joke back in 2022 about them playing with no half of the stadium and no screen that they had on a crane, and they still have no stadium.
Yo, y'all got all them smart people and no stadium. That's crazy to me. Don't matter though. You're gonna be a whooped ass today, my boy. Texas looking for get back after getting monkey stopped by Georgia, and you are the monkey who is going to get stomped.
Redemption.
What Russ say, man?
Russ once he took Bama for 12. Like, I'm not Russ. Rod took Bama for 12. Yeah, of course you take Bama for 12 over Missouri.
I bet you did.
But Vanderbilt, there's a quote that Jim Harbaugh said 2 years ago after they got beat in the national championship game. Somebody has to pay for what happened to us last week. Texas not only did they get beat, they got beat up. They got beat up and basically got slapped.
You lost to Kendrick, but that's still the boy. Same thing here. They lost to a better opponent, but to the rest of you guys,
They about to beat they gonna kill
Hey.
Vanderbilt. They gonna try to beat Vanderbilt by 50. They gonna try to
Hey,
beat Vanderbilt by 50.
They're gonna beat y'all to good careers.
Mm. Moving on. So we both got
I think
Texas
this is the end of
here.
my football career.
Oh my God. Florida State may end up. This may be the worst season any top 10 team has ever had in the history of college football. College football is 140 years old. In the history of college football, Florida State may have the worst season of a top 10 team. So bad that they are talking about firing a white man in Norvell. He just went undefeated in the regular season.
That's bad business. That's bad business. You owe him 1 year. If you're gonna have,
I'll let you finish.
And this is the thing, just like Nav Green said, hey man, find somebody you can lose with. It's easy. Y'all wasn't thinking about replacing him when he was undefeated. He had one bad season. Now you want to fire him? All right, bad business. Bad business. Bad business.
Boy, fuck that. Why? Because y'all had Willie Taggart there for one season. He brought in all them recruits. He was endorsed by Dion. He had people there. He brought in season tickets. They were swag surfing, all that swag stuff they're bringing in. And they lost their quarterback and they got hurt. The quarterback got hurt and y'all fired him after 1 year. And then y'all brought in Mike Norvell. Y'all bring in Mike Norvell with the same team, and he brings in a couple transfers, and they go 13-0, and y'all anointed him the savior. It's Tyrone Willingham and Notre Dame all over again. I ain't gonna let none of y'all forget that. Y'all did Willie Taggart the same way, and now look at Mike Norvell. He is 1-7. 1-7. You were preseason ranked number 3.
The Tony Dungy.
Everything. The John Gruden, Tony Dungy, all of that. All y'all suck. And that's why I hope Florida State continues to lose, because y'all did Willie Taggart wrong. And I love Florida State. I loved everything about Florida State from 1990 to now, till they were terrible. I loved everything about Florida State. But y'all did that man wrong, and I want Mike Norvell. I want Mike Norvell. No, let me finish. I want Mike Norvell to get fired because of that. If y'all gonna fire black coaches for having one bad year, white coaches are having historically bad years. He need to be fired too.
Oh, then you want your basketball coach fired too, because he's not gonna have the production. That's a different conversation for a different day. But with that being said, yeah, y'all let Florida State. The bigger issue is,
I see you, Rod.
The bigger issue is y'all let Colorado turn the corner on y'all. How Dion, your former alum, how y'all
wanted to be the coach?
Y'all lost to Dion. Y'all lost Travis Hunter. Your program is falling apart, and they're having a good season, and they're probably bowl bound, and you are hell bound. That is surely something. Surely something. No, never did we think that Colorado would be playing for a bowl and Florida State would not be. That is beyond me. With that said, we taking Miami and Cam Ward.
And Cam Ward is Heisman front runner now. And now that he's in the front runner, he's going to try to make a statement. If you beat your rival by 100, over with.
Now, this is the thing. I don't think that he should be a Heisman front runner. Unless you're averaging 10 yards to carry like Ashton Genty, then what are we talking about here?
I mean, he's leading the nation in passing. Like, he's leading the nation in passing yards, passing touchdowns, fourth quarter comebacks. Miami, both teams. Boise State would be ass without Genty. Miami would be ass without Cam Ward. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing.
That's the reason I had to stop. I was like, you know what? Respect.
It's just, it comes down to basically I think whoever's gonna have, if Miami, if Cam Ward is the reason they end up undefeated and they're the feel good story of bringing Miami back, then he's gonna win the Heisman. Travis Hunter, because he got hurt, probably is not gonna win unless he decides to just get 100 yards receiving and an interception every game from here on out, which is possible.
Oh no, he's toast.
He's over with.
But the reason he didn't win a Heisman is, I mean, unfortunately, it's kind of his own doing. I think that if he goes to one of these other schools, he probably. Well, that's a different conversation.
Well, his injury. No, he was. Yeah. We'll talk about that Monday. He was the front runner until he got hurt these last two games. Penn State, Wisconsin, in a sneaky good game. Good game.
James Franklin, don't lose this game. This is a game that you will lose right here. This is the game that gets Penn State every year, where they lose to somebody who's a little bit better than advertised, but not good enough to beat you, but you lose anyway.
Yeah, I think Penn State has and if you've watched anything about them this year, they kind of start out slow, and then in the second half they kind of turn it on, which means they've got a really good coaching staff. They make a lot of good adjustments,
which is a gift.
I got Penn State in this one close. I think they got Penn State by less than a touchdown, 6.5 points. So I think Wisconsin covers the spread. I think Penn State wins by a field goal. That's a good one. Woo! Game of the day. Who? If you go look at the SEC standings, there's a lot of talk about Texas, a lot of talk about Georgia, a lot of talk about Bama. The teams at the top of the SEC are LSU and Texas A&M, undefeated in the conference.
Exactly. Quietly, sneakily. And this is what I told you. I told y'all LSU was good all season. Nobody believed me. Chris, why? I told y'all.
Because they lost to Florida State. Florida State has one win. It's over LSU.
Well, that was a whole different Florida State team. That team and the guys now, they're not the same. It's like they what was that?
Took off their costume?
No, they drank the
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I couldn't. Space Jam just eluded me. I'm talking about Space Jam just whooped my ass. But with that said, I'm taking LSU in this game. But Texas A&M is good, and Connor Wegman is making his way right back up the charts as being one of the better quarterbacks in college football. I mean, this is actually a duel of two traditional pocket passers. This is a game to watch.
Let me tell you.
But with that
Brian Kelly, you can't get out coached. The Texas A&M coach that came from Duke, he is cooking. He's got them playing really, really, really well.
And that linebacker, what is his name? Whit Weeks, I think, is his name.
Oh, yeah, from LSU. Yeah, you're going to have a game. You're going to have a day-to-day, boy, because Texas A&M like to run the ball.
18 tackles.
You better have 20. 25 today, big dog.
18 tackles. Let me make. Yeah, Whit Weeks. Yeah, you need another 12 tackle game. I know that's a lot to ask, but yeah, that's about what you need.
I'm gonna take Texas A&M. Bet it. 6.
Say less.
Anybody else? Y'all trying to bet? LSU, Texas A&M. I'm taking Texas A&M at home. Norwood is taking LSU. 3:30, 7:30 game, night game.
Betting beers slightly hungover is so egregious.
Kansas State rivalry game. Let me tell you something. Kansas State. One thing Kansas can do though, they can pick off the quarterback. They may not be able to rush the passer. They may not be great on offense, but they have a decent secondary. Kansas State has been wishy-washy, but that quarterback can run for them. I got Kansas State winning this game by, I think they cover the spread. They win by 17 here. 10
Yeah, I'm taking Kansas State in this. This thing is moving in the right direction.
Rod, you taking LSU for 12? That's 18 beers bet on one game.
Barbecue and mildew, baby.
I'm going to do it, Rod. Stamp. Stamp, stamp, stamp. Stamp, 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 stamp. It is what it is. So SMU versus Duke in a sneaky good game where Duke is 6-1, SMU is 6-1. SMU is ranked, Duke is not. Duke wins this game, Duke becomes ranked, and you would have Duke and Vanderbilt ranked in the same season.
No, you won't, because by the time the Duke wins, Vandy will have lost and drop right out of that. After you back it up, then stop, drop it like it's you're gonna drop right out the top.
Oh, okay, I got you, Rod. Okay, so no, you're 6. Rod, you're 6. Norwood is 6. Okay, so 12 total. I got you.
Oh, no. I pick LSU.
Yeah. He's saying he's taking LSU too.
Oh, got you.
Just a 12 beer total bet, okay. Not 18.
Got you.
Who you taking here? SMU?
Yeah, SMU. They paid for it. Pause. Applicable.
They got SMU by a 12-point favorite. Quietly, who's Duke's quarterback that left Texas.
Malik Murphy.
Man, he must be playing pretty well. There's no coverage of Duke. None. They have no coverage of that team.
Yeah, not unless the Battier twins from the
the Boozer twins.
The Boozer. Hey, man, Boozer and Battier the same human to me as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh.
It's not really fair either.
Pitt versus Syracuse. That was already over with. Okay, so that's the top 25. I believe that's all the games. Let's check on the SEC real quick. It's still 7-7 between Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Quietly. Texas, Vanderbilt, we did all that. We don't care about Auburn or Kentucky. The Pac-2.
Oh, no, they don't matter either.
Washington State versus Washington State 6-1.
Oh, it's over. They're not gonna play.
Did you see that Oregon State schedule next year? They're gonna play Washington State twice on a home and home in 1 year.
Allow people to be stupid.
Let's go. Oh, we gotta see what Colorado's doing. Who does Colorado play? You gotta check on Colorado. Cincinnati. Ooh, 5-2, 5-2. Cincinnati's a good team. Colorado is 5-2 and unranked, and they have a gripe for being unranked. But you did lose by 40 to Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken. And then you barely lost to Kansas State. I think if Colorado wins this game, they get ranked. They get ranked.
You do.
And
whoever wins this game, I think is ranked.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're
Especially
still in the hunt.
Vandy drop out of there.
Oh yeah, they're still in the hunt for the Big 12 championship too, if I'm not mistaken. Because
I don't think
Nebraska got cooked.
And let me go ahead and address the haters here. I'll do it on Monday for that pod too. I'm gonna be very clear here though. Y'all say, "Oh, well, you didn't have anything to say about Colorado." Okay, I've been wrong this season, but I was right last season, and nobody was hooting and hollering then.
Why do you do that? Why do you admit that you're wrong and then be like, "But I was right a long time ago"?
I'm just asking for consistency. Nobody was like, "Damn, Norwood, you nailed it with Colorado last year."
But you're not consistent. You are not as loud and bodacious about everything when you lose or you say something wrong. You do what you just did. All right, y'all, I was wrong. But when you're right, you be like, I told y'all.
See, you putting a lot of sauce on that, my boy. You putting a lot you putting Heinz 57 on that. You putting A1. You put a little Sweet Baby Ray's.
Hey, you can go to www.thesplashcast or go to the Splashcast Instagram or YouTube, and you can see all of Norwood yelling and screaming about when he's right and quiet as a church mouse like this when he's wrong. It's all on YouTube, though. Like, follow, subscribe.
Please.
All right, let's go to the NFL because I think there's no other games. An accurate representation. I see you, Ness. Everybody believes me. Everybody know you. You the only one to be in denial. You.
Wow. Egregious. That's fine. It's fine.
All right, let's get to the NFL. Thursday, the Rams beat the Vikings, and Puka Nacua and Norwood's favorite receiver, Cooper Kupp, came back, and all of a sudden, the Rams look good. I wonder why.
The Rams are bad. Sell. Do not invest in that team. It's a scam. Eagles versus Bengals. Bengals. The Vikings. The Vikings got cheated. Let's be real. I mean, let's talk about that. We'll talk about that on the pod. The Vikings just got cheated. And they cheated, and they got cheated in such a way that everybody's like, damn, they cheated. cheat. And everybody's like, I was watching the game and on Twitter. One of the few times I have my phone in the hand watching Twitter. And y'all go, and once again, follow the podcast at the Splashcast. I was like, it didn't end like that, did it? Like that ending, we've had way too many unceremonious endings. That ending was worse than the Ohio State slide with no time on the clock. You were like, bruh. And Sam Darnold was like, he grabbed my face. And on the replay, you like, yeah, he
twisted the helmet all the way around.
The ending was so bad that they immediately said, hey, as soon as the season is over, we're going to revisit this.
There's a lot of officiating, and we'll talk about that probably in the pregame. Officiating as a whole baseball, football,
y'all
basketball.
gonna get
It's been
by
awful.
robots if y'all
Them
keep
robots
playing.
is on. Let me tell Tesla in China, they in a fight to come up with the quickest Android, and the NCAA gonna be right there with the NFL. I'm telling y'all better get it
Y'all
right.
finna get fired. WNBA referees fired.
Yeah,
NFL
you
referees.
ain't never seen no mass
fired.
layoff like what you about to see.
Oh,
Referee union, y'all can be a union. Go ahead, be the
MLB
union.
umpire fired.
Fired.
I would tell y'all that y'all need to protest or lock out or do any of that. I just open the doors to be replaced.
Before.
You walk out that door, you're not coming back.
Y'all seen the movie The Replacements? Eagles, Bengals. Back to it. This is
Eagles
a
win,
surprisingly
Bengals
awful
season
game.
Over. Yeah.
You think
But it's worse
Eagles
for the
win
Bengals.
Bengals season over?
Yeah.
I think
we've
whoever
been telling
loses the
y'all
season is
since
over.
the end of last season, the Bengals barely they just holding on for dear life. I think that everybody hates being in Cincinnati, and yeah, I think it's over. Crash and burn.
I think that everybody hates playing for Nick Sirianni.
Yes, but it's one person versus an entire location. I think that all Cincinnati hates playing for the Bengals. I think all the Eagles hate Nick Sirianni. The thing is, you can remove Nick Sirianni and then that place be okay. You can't remove Cincinnati from the Bengals.
The funny thing is, I listened to a bunch of podcasts. One podcast, shout out to Dominique Foxworth, they broke down why the Eagles aren't as effective running the ball, and it's not because of Saquon Barkley, although that does play a factor. It's because they are now enforcing the linemen downfield call. So the Eagles, if you look at what they did the last couple years, they would do the fake. They basically do the read option. Well, when you run the read option, the linemen just go straight.
All
They
the way down
fire
the
off
field.
3, 4, 5 yards down the field because you think it's a run play. But then when they pull and they throw the ball, the linebackers have to, what they call it, meeting force with force. You got to meet a pulling lineman with force. So you have to stop him. Otherwise, he's going to get to the safety and it's going to be a 100-yard run. But if you don't, and you go back there and you try to stop the lineman from getting downfield, then you open up the pass right behind you for play action, and that's when he threw for 2,000 yards and made the Super Bowl. They are enforcing that now.
Also, Jalen Hurts is just not as good as what you paid him for. Harsh reality. And I told you that. And everybody called me crazy. There's paying somebody for a job and overpaying somebody for a job are two different things. He's good. And like I said, the best thing that he could have done is take a reasonable contract. Now, that's where quarterbacks are going to have to do. And I think that the person who benefits from this most is a guy like Baker Mayfield, where he wasn't in a position to demand that much money, but it allows the team to be kind of good overall. Y'all can have the money, but it's going to come at the expense of you winning and you being successful. That's what's happening to Daniel Jones. And I said that. And you said that. You should have. Daniel Jones, the best thing you could have done is found a way to give some money back so that they could pay Saquon Barkley. Because you suck without Saquon. It's that simple. But he's not the only person. Huh?
He was terrible with Saquon too now.
Yeah, but less terrible and not fired. You got a contract with him. You got paid because of Saquon. Best thing you could do is keep him around you. That's
the thing about the Eagles. You what was the first point you said? You said something. I wanted to piggyback off that first point.
I mean, for me, it's the money. It's the, hey, don't take up all we were talking about
Jalen Hurts. So this is what happens when coaches build a system around a quarterback and don't develop the player. Jalen Hurts should have been developed as a passer by now. He's year 3 as a starter.
Well,
he should have been developed as a passer. And it's the same thing that you see happening with Nick Sirianni is happening with Kyle Shanahan. Quietly as kept. Kyle Shanahan built that offense around a bunch of niche players, around Deebo Samuel, who's not that great of a not that great of a wide receiver, not that great of a running back, but he's a hell of a football player. They call it the wide back is what they called his new position.
Yeah.
You have Kyle Juszczyk, Remember, he's a tight end slash fullback slash.
But that's always been the Shanahan thing.
Yeah. And you have Shannon and you have Christian McCaffrey, great running back. All of those things. And when you design it so you can't stop them, when one of them get hurt, the offense is out of flow. They got 3 of them hurt. 4 of them hurt.
I disagree there a little bit because I think that they do a really good job of identifying their guys. That's the reason we talk about the guy and we don't know his name, but the kid who played at Georgia Tech. Up until he got hurt, he was leading. Yeah, but he's a guy. He's a jag. He's just another guy. Nobody was like, oh, I got to have this guy. But when you get into that system is going to make you a world beater.
Not for what they need him to do. McCaffrey does, and he can.
Yeah.
Now he can run the ball in the zone blocking scheme, but everything else that Christian McCaffrey does, he can't do. Oh, okay, you back.
Yeah, that was weird, but yeah, I guess that's a sign. That was our.
I never did pick. I'm going with the Blacks. I'll take the Eagles here. I don't know why. That's really it. I mean,
it's basically the UGA football team. You should take those guys.
Yeah,
Browns. Ravens.
By 1,000.
Ravens. Honestly, dog, send us directly to the postseason. I don't need to see no more regular season Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. I need y'all to beat the Browns so bad that they trade Myles Garrett to the Falcons. That's what I need y'all to do. And he's been in the rumors. There have been rumblings. Just putting that out there.
We had to cut the whole team, though. We had to.
New York Giants should have restructured and got to get 26 paid. Piss poor management. You're right. Titans.
Hubris.
Lions.
That's what that is.
Titans Lions first week without second week without what's his name, Aiden Hutchinson. Lions didn't miss a step. Now they did lose their leading receiver quietly, and you didn't know that was their leading receiver, did you? Amon-Ra St. Brown is not the leading receiver. It was Jameson Williams, who is now being suspended 4 games for PEDs. He just came back from suspension from gambling after he tore his ACL.
You know what they said he was taking, too?
Honey Pack?
The Ocho Special, yeah.
That boy was over there doing work. Well, you got 4 weeks to let that stuff wear off. It is what it is. I'm still taking the Lions here, but the Lions,
yeah, me too.
If they can make it this far into the playoffs without those 2 guys, Jameson Williams and Aiden Hutchinson are, especially Aiden Hutchinson, he's the linchpin of the defense, and they can still make it that far.
And I also want to be very clear. Once again, I want to be super clear. I was wrong about Aiden Hutchinson. Loud, how you say I was wrong about Aiden Hutchinson. Super wrong.
Me too. You
just did that. Put the same sauce you put on me on yourself.
I was actually about to explain. I thought that the game he played for Michigan against UGA in the semifinals, I thought that was the Aiden Hutchinson that was going to be in the pros. He just got bullied. He got beat up. He got thrown around by Jamari Sawyer and Broderick Jones and all those guys. And then he made it to the pros. It was like,
said, hey, funny story.
Y'all are not 6'8". Your tackle's only 6'4". Cool. They can't double team me like everybody else?
They got Aiden Hutchinson and a good quarterback on consignment. That is the new structure. You got to look at what
might win the MVP.
I'm happy too. And the only thing that pisses me off, Matt Stafford and Anthony Davis are the same person to me, because you're good, but I don't think you are worth what you were traded for. But you got a championship, so I have to leave you alone. And I hate that, because I think that if LA runs it back with Jared Goff again, they probably win the Super Bowl, and they keep all of their picks and all of their money. But I can't say anything because you won a championship. So I got to let you rock, even though I don't think that was the best decision. And if there is a team that's not my team that I hope wins a Super Bowl, it's the Lions. I want to see them win a championship. Bring Barry back too, hell.
Y'all already brought whatever y'all did to Barry, he really don't like y'all. He show up just enough to keep the crowd quiet.
I don't think that Barry actually likes humans. He doesn't. He's not a bit like, even like the House of Heisman, all of that. He be in and out like, salute, but I'm a slide. This next game does not matter. Why the Dolphins are trying to play Tua is beyond me. I think that Call of Duty just came out, so Kyler's going to be terrible. Why are you playing this game, Tua? Y'all are not going to the playoffs. You might as well go on home. At least just stay hurt for the rest of this season. We're not
even going to talk about the game. I don't care. 2-4, 3-4. As a concerned human about another human, there's no way that Tua can play it. What happens if he gets knocked out again? I mean, and he got knocked out by DeMar Hamlin, and there's a lot of stuff I could say, but I'm not out of respect. But that whole situation was crazy, and he didn't even get hit. And Matt, that was a undersized safety that he ran into. Imagine if he gets hit by anybody.
See, that's the other part. If I was the defender playing him, I'm like, hey, don't play him, fam. I don't want to be responsible for killing a human.
I don't want to hit him. Like, I'm telling y'all, and you know what really sucks? But when Patrick Mahomes against the 49ers did that fake run out of bounds and kept going, so now defensive players is like, yo, I'm going you can't let up.
Play through the whistle. Play through the whistle.
I hope you got a good situation. You got a good game plan.
I'm going to say this. If I'm the defender and I have to play against Tua and I knock his brains loose, I'm suing the NFL immediately. I didn't want to do this. I don't want to be responsible for killing this dude. Y'all put him out there and knew he was almost dead.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now everybody like, damn, you the dude that killed him, huh?
Mm-hmm. Nah, Emotional damage.
Oh, full Uncle Roger. All right, next game, Jets versus Patriots. Let me tell you.
2-5 versus 1-6.
The Jets stink. The Patriots stink. Devontae doesn't save the Jets. He's wasting his time. Next.
Shout out. Well, no, we ain't gonna go next because I'm gonna stay here for about 30 seconds. Shout out to the Patriots for knowing who you are. You know that you 1-6, and you know exactly that you are a rebuilding team. The Jets, for some reason, at 2-5, are all over our TV, and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are talking about the passionate speech that they gave each other that they gave to the team after the game, talking about they're going all in. You are 2-5. There are 10 games left.
You should have gave that
no
speech
more
when you was
all
in Africa, when you was in the pyramids instead of going to
training camp. There is no more. There's nothing else you can do. Now your division sucks. The AFC East sucks except for the Bills, and they just got Amari Cooper. So y'all may be able to do something.
And let me be very clear: the Bills ain't really that good either. They're just the best.
They have available. Josh Allen. They also have Josh Allen. But yeah, so I don't care. I'm not picking this game. I don't care. I think Christian Gonzalez and Devontae Adams are going to be an interesting matchup.
Oh, Travis Hunter's going to be extra Patriot. He gonna be their second best cornerback and their best wide receiver.
Better pay me double. I'm not picking that game. I don't care. Falcons versus Bucks. Rise
Bucks. Up, baby.
Let's go, Falcons. We are undefeated in the division. The Falcons need to win this game after laying a goose egg, a terrible game against the Seattle Seahawks. Hey, offense and defensive coordinators, y'all fuckers better figure out how to coach a damn game out there getting destroyed.
Hey, let me tell you this. This is a must-win game against an extremely vulnerable team. Mm-hmm. Falcons, don't lose it. Don't be the Hawks. No Mike Evans. No Chris Godwin. Win this damn game. All you got to do is stop Bucky Irvin. That should be reasonable. That's it. And Kirk, don't throw no 3 interceptions. That's it. Next.
Now, I am nervous because of underdog Baker Mayfield. Underdog Baker Mayfield is a problem.
I've been telling y'all that for how long?
A long time. So yeah, we're going Falcons here. Stay undefeated and stay in first place. Stay undefeated in first place in the division. Packers Jags 5-2, 2-5. Packers. I don't. Jordan Love looks like what the Falcons are trying to do with Michael Penix is what the Packers did with Jordan Love. And
correct.
Boy, Aaron Rodgers, you look like a fool.
You just couldn't get along.
Couldn't get along with Mike LaFleur. Matt
Yeah.
LaFleur is probably the third best offensive mind in football today. And you, Aaron Rodgers, could not coexist. And you got mad. Now you over there with half a leg playing in New York getting destroyed. Y'all fault. Your fault. And Falcons, I ain't letting y'all off the hook. He should be our head coach. You sorry sacks of mother. A lot of blanking 4-letter words, and my daughter's now walking around outside because I can't say it. Otherwise, I'd have said it. But he should be our head coach. Stupid ass Dan Quinn. Packers. Let me get off my high horse. Tequila kicking in a little bit. Colts Texans. Happy homecoming to all y'all. This is a real good game. The Colts are 4-3 with half of a quarterback, and the Texans are 5-2 and underachieving. Can you hear me?
Yes. This is Colts. I love Anthony Richardson. He's a victim of his own athletic ability. Him being drafted that high is now becoming a detriment. He needed time to develop, and he's not getting it. He got thrown right into the fire.
Oh, really now? I seem to remember somebody saying that.
Come on with it. Come on with it, man.
I remember somebody saying that too.
Say what you got to say.
Yeah, I said he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I said he can't throw over the middle. I said he'd be a really good tight end, and all of those things seem to be.
Now you okay. So let me clarify, Reggie. We were both technically right. I told you where he was going to get drafted. That is where he got drafted. But within that,
and I said that was foolish.
I ain't got no answer for that right now.
And I hope he does well. I don't ever wish anything bad on
but
blacks.
That's the thing that's happening with young quarterbacks now is they don't have time to develop. I think
the trend's gonna change.
Me too. It's the same thing that happened when we used to have a bunch of old quarterbacks, but they cost so much. Did the young quarterbacks become the answer? Now the pendulum is swinging back the other way. Give me a guy. Give me like Sam Darnold's gonna get rich on that.
Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, all those stopgap quarterbacks.
Those teams are historically those teams suck too. So you got a guy who's underdeveloped on an organization that sucks. Well, yeah, when you get somewhere better and you get better, then everything is better. Tampa Bay, Minnesota. That's something we need to talk about. But
also the contracts of the quarterbacks are going to start. Is also
somebody going to say no.
Too. They're starting to. They said no to Aaron Rodgers. They basically said no to Aaron Rodgers.
They said no, but they only said no to Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers tried to hold him.
And they had Jordan Love.
But the other part was Aaron Rodgers was like, maybe I retire, maybe I won't.
All right.
And then eventually, I think they just.
Yeah. But if you see the Falcons.
You might not retire, but you won't play here no more, bucko. We the Falcons.
And you see the Falcons. The Falcons are doing the same thing. I think you're going to start seeing. I think the Colts should and probably will do the same thing. I think the Panthers, the new coach is trying to do that, but Andy Dalton is just so bad that you might as well play Bryce Young. Like I think you're going to start seeing more and more coaches. Those Baker Mayfields, those stopgap players. Spencer Rattler's another one. I think Spencer Rattler was going to end up being good if Derek Carr comes back and plays another year.
Oh, he will be good.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. And Anthony Richardson needs to get in that situation. He needs to be behind a really old quarterback.
Let Joe Flacco play for the rest of the let Flacco play. Now, the other part is they need Jonathan Taylor back. You can't ask Anthony Richardson to win without Jonathan Taylor. That is egregious. That's unrealistic. Jonathan Taylor is the actual force of this offense. That's a running team that has an athletic quarterback who can they should be trying to be they have better receivers, I think, than Baltimore. They should be looking to try to be like Baltimore, yeah.
Oh, Baltimore. We'll talk about it. Baltimore has officially built the UGA 2022 offense. And now that Mark Andrews has started to come around, and they figured out how to be effective with him again, that they are running the UGA 2022 offense with Derrick Henry instead of the UGA running backs and Lamar Jackson instead of Stetson Bennett. It's the exact same thing. They got 2 tight ends. One's hella athletic and Isaiah Likely. They got a big tight end that can catch the ball and block in Mark Andrews. You have a little fast receiver that can't be guarded in Zay Flowers. And then you have possession receivers at every other position. And Rashard Bateman and whoever else you want to throw out there. And they are out there running the UGA 2022 offense when they beat TCU 65-7. And I'm telling y'all, if this works out, y'all should be scared. The whole AFC should be scared because there's nothing that they can't do. If they can figure that out, there's nothing they can't do. They can run the ball. They can read option. They can throw deep. They can go intermediate. They can run slants. They can run reverses. They can do whatever. Todd Monken is having a field day, and y'all better be scared.
Oh, man.
Picking the Texans here.
I'm not worried about them passing the ball. They eventually have to throw the ball in this game of football.
Okay.
Saints, Chargers, I guess I have to take the Chargers because they have the adult quarterback. Chargers.
Beat the Taints. Beat the Taints. Beat the Taints. Back to Slidell. Beat the Taints. Beat the Taints. All pause. All pause.
Yeah.
All pause.
Next.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck them. Bills, Seahawks. Interesting game. Seahawks is a really good defense.
See, you be knowing. You know what? This is developing as a game.
It's an interesting game. The Buffalo's only a 3-point favorite.
I don't think they should be a favorite at all. I'm taking the Seahawks. Seahawks are a more competent, well-rounded team. Amari Cooper is good, but still, I don't think the Bills are a good team. I've been saying that.
The Bills got a good
just
defense. Geno Smith needs some respect put on his name. I think Norwood has said it every week. He's the only person that has to fight for his job every year after making the Pro Bowl for the last 3 years. Even though he signed an extension.
You can't be regular. Like, you can't be good in black. I know that sounds crazy to say, but yeah, you have to be elite. Otherwise, it's like, oh, well, yeah, we could find
another.
No, Geno. Say like, and Jameis is starting this week for the Browns. They might win. I ain't think about that.
Against the Ravens?
I just want to see my boy J-Bo play. How about that?
I do, but they ain't gonna win. I got the Bills in this game. I think Amari Cooper is the only one that makes a difference. The Seahawks defense is good though. Byron Young is for real. That defensive tackle, that's the second
and the
defensive
wide
tackle
receivers. I mean, like I don't love DK, but in Jigba and Lockett and DK.
Lockett is the one that makes them go. DK runs 2 routes.
And Smith and Jigba is like they have a quiet 3 deep wide receiver core. And DK can do that because you have 2 guys that can run good routes.
I got the Bills here. I got the Bills winning this game. You taking the Seahawks?
Yep.
6?
Yep.
Yes, sir. And Rod said he's taking the Bills too if you want to bet him as well.
Nah.
Panthers,
I ain't
Broncos.
betting the house on the Seahawks. I mostly bet because they beat the Falcons. I think
Panthers, Broncos, we're going to keep scrolling past that game and say we don't care. Chiefs, Raiders. 6-0 versus 2-5. Raiders are going to get stomped. The Chiefs have DeAndre Hopkins who's going to play. Did DeAndre Hopkins take some deer antler spray or something? Didn't he have a torn MCL at the beginning of the year and he said he was going to play on it? Am I tripping? Didn't that happen? Didn't we talk about that? He had a torn or severely sprained MCL that he was going to try to play through.
Certain people built different, man. That's like the Anthony Edwards. That time it was like, oh, he's going to be out. And then he's like, nah, this knee fine. I'm good. Certain people can do that. I don't know if it's advisable long term, but
there's also a difference between doing that in basketball and football.
That too.
But hey, if there's any person that can scheme a safe way for you to score, it's Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
This is also not the game that you need to play the most snaps. I don't think. Hey, this is a game you could beat them without him. Hey, you get out there for about 10, 15 snaps, do what you got to do and go home.
That's what they said. They said a limited amount. He's probably going to play 12 to 15 snaps is what they said. Hey, The Surprise Bowl is what we call this. Surprise, 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 surprise.
No, this is the Black QB Bowl. This is the Doug Johnson Bowl.
Knew that the Bears were going to be 4-2 and the Commanders were going to be 5-2. Who knew that? If the Bears win and the Packers lose, the Bears, I believe, lead the division. If the Commanders win, the Commanders, who already lead the division, would be even further in first place. Who saw that coming? Let me tell you, nobody. Nobody had that on their bingo card for 2024.
Nobody, baby.
Commanders. Who you got?
Commanders. I like the Bears. Commanders just, they got it rolling. Sometimes you don't have to get in the way. And I said they were going to lose to the Ravens because I'm not betting on this. Not a chance. Both of these guys too young for me to trust. Pause here. Jeez. Get out of there.
I really want to see
next. You go Cowboys and who? Who do the Cowboys play? Go right to Cowboys.
3-3, 4-3. 3-3, 3-4.
This is 100% do not bet. The 49ers
on Sunday Night Football.
The 49ers whole team is hurt. And the Cowboys, they lost on Jerry's 82nd birthday. I don't know what y'all capable.
Jerry been all in the media talking about fuck the Cowboys. Just just in all nice sound bites, cussing everybody out. You don't know what you're talking about. We're not very good right now. We're gonna have to make some change. Let me tell you, he about to fire everybody. And there's nobody that you really want off that team. CD's gonna stay because you paid him. Dak's gonna stay, and Mike is gonna stay. And they're gonna start over with a new coach, new offensive coordinator, and everybody else.
That's no new puppet, dude. Puppet. They don't have coaches. They have puppets.
Yep. Jimmy Johnson was like, nope. Yeah. I'm taking the 49ers. I'm gonna take the Cowboys here. I'll take the Cowboys. I don't know.
Next.
You're not picking.
Deion Sanders.
Giants Steelers. On the Monday night game, man.
Oh boy!
Why did they think the Giants were going to be good? Why are they flexed on Monday night? What is happening? Who's making the schedules?
Hey, don't matter. You want to watch this? Is there basketball?
Right, we don't want no basketball excuses from the Knicks. We don't ask you about nobody being hurt in the playoffs, right? We don't want no excuses.
You think
Who you taking? Giants, Steelers. I'm gonna take Steelers.
Steelers.
I think the Steelers are gonna end up. The Steelers are gonna win and lose. They're gonna end up and keep winning with Russ, and they're gonna keep winning, and they're gonna end up playing two quarterbacks, and they're gonna keep winning all the way through the regular season, and they're gonna make the playoffs as the number one wild card, and then you're gonna get to the playoffs, and then they are going to get screwed. Yep.
I am waiting for this to fall apart.
Playoffs.
Same thing that happened. Don't take offense to this. Same thing that happened to Georgia when they took Jake Fromm instead of Justin Fields. This is what you're gonna get. It's gonna look cool for a while until it doesn't, and when it doesn't, then it's gonna be bad. And Justin Fields will be like, "Damn, y'all picked the wrong guy again. This is my life."
That is a terrible example. Jake Fromm led them to the national championship game.
Did they win?
No, Tua threw that pass. That's not that is way different. That is way different than what you're trying to say.
But what I'm saying is, I don't get into that. I can't talk. My team's too terrible to really talk about.
We go down that road if you want.
Nope, I'm gonna get right on out of there. But I'm waiting for this Jenga tower to fall. I will wait and I will dance on their graves at that point. Because when this thing all goes left, as it surely will, that's when put the sauce on it. Reggie, bring your sauce. Where you be like, oh, I told y'all, that's gonna be me then. Now, so you go ahead, hop your ass in there too, since you want to talk trash. Yeah. You right. When that thing fall apart, I'm gonna be right there dancing.
Oh Lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of Saturday Morning Live. We talked about all the football. We ain't doing basketball yet, but we did all the NFL games, all the
Hawks won last night, baby.
Hawks 2-0. Although LaMelo Ball, if he didn't foul out,
No.
going for
Now
50.
that's the other thing. In both nights, the point guard for the other team cooked too. Now, who did we play the first game? That went crazy on us.
Cam Thomas.
Oh yes, every night we got somebody over there. At least it's not the thing that makes me happy, and we can wrap
one
up with
person.
this is it's one person, less 30-point quarters, and at least the people who have cooked us so far have been bombs, killers.
Yeah.
LaMelo, I think is now a legitimate bucket. Cam Thomas, he might not be able to do but one thing, but buckets is his business.
Boy,
and business is booming.
And he don't pass at all.
Two.
Fair.
Ain't nobody else over there to pass the ball to except for maybe Christian Johnson. And he only want to shoot the three.
Ooh, 28.
He's destined. He's destined to be a Hawk. He is Chris. He is the. Hey, all we want you to do is stand in that corner and shoot threes.
Oh, yeah. The one that came from Phoenix.
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I came to the NBA to do: stand in the corner and shoot threes. He's gonna be a Hawk soon. I feel it.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to peace out because it is now 1:35. I'm about to go enjoy my homecoming at home, just like Norwood is. I'm about to fire up the grill. About to get some drink. And
yeah, I was about to say, get on out of there
football.
now. Get on out of there.
I said drink.
Oh.
Drink. And then we're going to watch some football. Y'all have a good one. See y'all Monday. Love y'all. Peace. We out of here.
Adios, mi